love soap. It can be so much fun to make DIY creations with soap. If you're new to Crafty Hackers, hit that notification bell to be the first to see our new videos. And if you like these DIY soap hacks, give us a thumbs up. Let's have some fun. Cupcakes. For this hack, you'll need clear soap base. Clear soap base is best for mixing with soap dyes. It retains the color and allows you to make vibrant, colorful soap. Let's start by making fruits and berries to go on top of the cupcake. Cut up the soap and melt it in a double boiler. Then add your soap dye and stir. You can add more than one color to make your soap the desired color. Spray your soap mold with rubbing alcohol to avoid bubbles in the soap and pour in your melted soap. Do the same with different colors. Next, take some shavings from a regular bar of soap and melt it down in your double boiler. Spray a cupcake mold with rubbing alcohol. Pour your melted brown soap into the molds and let it set. Add another layer of a different color. Mix up the dye. Then scrape the hardened soap on the first layer with a toothpick. This will help the soap layers to stick together. Spray with rubbing alcohol and pour in the second layer. Scrape, spray, and pour a third layer into the mold. Spray again to prevent bubbles. Now pop out your fruit pieces. Scrape the soap layer and spray. Pour the top white layer in and add your fruit pieces while the soap is still in its liquid form. Now let's make some frosting for the cupcakes. Stir the melted soap in with a clear glycerin soap base. Add your soap dye and stir. Blend it together in a blender. Pour it into a cake decorating tube and squeeze it over your soap cupcake-like frosting. Add some sprinkles on top. Now those are some delicious looking soaps. Peppermint candy soap. Cut up some soap base into small pieces. Put it into a double boiler to melt it down. Do the same with some clear soap base. Now spray your soap mold with rubbing alcohol. Pour your white soap in and spray again. Once the soap hardens, pop it out and cut it into even sections. Next, spray and pour a small amount of clear soap into the mold. Spray the white soap pieces and place them in the clear soap. Spray again with the rubbing alcohol. Add a colorful soap dye to your clear glycerin soap base and stir. Carefully pour the colored soap into the mold around the white soap sections. Spray again and let it set. Then pop it out. Doesn't it look pretty? Now slice a thin layer off the back to reveal the white on both sides. Slice the colored soap off the sides, as well as to let the crisp white soap show through. Wrap it in plastic and tie a ribbon around the top and bottom. Now you've got a peppermint candy soap. Ring pop. Stir some dye into your melted clear glycerin soap. You know the drill by now. Spray the mold with rubbing alcohol. Pour the soap into the mold and spray it again. Now take a pacifier. Cut the nipple off. Next, cut the end off the toothpick and stick it into the pacifier. Pull the hardened soap out of the mold. Cut the soap to look like a large jewel. When you're happy with the shape, stick the soap jewel onto the toothpick on the pacifier. Now you've got a ring pop soap. Donut. Let's make some donut soap, shall we? Mix some gelatin with water and stir it together. Heat it up. Then cut up some clear soap base and some white soap base. Mix the gelatin with the melted soap. Add some fragrance. Then sprinkle in some poppy seeds. Pour it into a donut mold. Now mix some dye with your melted clear soap. Add a few drops of the darker dyed color to get the right look. Mix the colors together until you're happy with the appearance of the soap. Spray and scrape the first layer of your hardened soap in the mold. Now pour in the second layer. Once it sets, remove it from the mold. The gelatin makes it squishy like a real donut, such a sweet treat. Soap candies. For this, you'll want to cut up some regular soap base and some clear soap base. Melt the clear soap and add some cocoa powder for a nice aroma and color. Add a bit of dye to make it look like chocolate and stir. Spray the soap candy mold and pour the soap in. Now mix up the melted white soap. Add some vanilla fragrance. Spray the mold and pour. Let's make some pink candies now. Stir some dye into the white soap. Add some fragrance. Once they harden, remove them from the mold. Place them in little candy holders to make them look like real candies. Candy canes. You're going to need a sheet of aluminum foil. Fold the edges over. And fold the corners in to make a tray. Let's cut up some clear soap base and some white soap base. Melt the soap, then spray the aluminum foil with rubbing alcohol. Pour in the melted soap. Move the tray around to spread it evenly, then spray it again. Now add some red dye to the melted clear soap. Add some peppermint fragrance. Scratch up the first hardened layer of soap in the tray. Spray it with rubbing alcohol and pour in the red soap. While the soap is still slightly soft, cut it into sections. Pull out a section and cut it into a strip. Twist the strip into the shape of a candy cane. Cut it to make the ends look neat. Voila! Cotton soap. Grab some colorful cotton or yarn and a bar of soap. Spread out the cotton and wrap it around the bar of soap. Keep wrapping until the soap is fully covered. Next, take a nylon stocking and put the yarn-covered soap inside the stocking. Dip the soap in a bowl of water and dip it again in another bowl of water. Then pull off the nylon stocking and enjoy your cotton soap. It makes for a super soft hand washing experience. Edible soap 1. For this edible soap recipe, you'll need some oat bran, honey, cocoa powder, vanilla, macadamia butter, and coconut oil. Add a few scoops of the macadamia butter with a few scoops of coconut oil. Then add about 3 scoops of honey. Sprinkle in the vanilla and cocoa powder. Blend the ingredients together in a blender. And pour the mixture into a soap mold. Once it hardens, you'll have a bar of edible soap. Edible soap 2. Get some coconut oil, vitamin E oil, goat milk powder, water, seaweed, honey, and baking soda. Mix together the goat milk powder, baking soda, seaweed, and water. Stir it with a spoon. Then mix together your coconut oil, honey, and vitamin E oil. Pour everything into the blender. And blend it up. Pour it into a soap mold and let it set. Soap you can eat. How fun! And those are our DIY soap hacks that look like candy. Thanks for watching Crafty Hackers. Please subscribe to our channel for more hacks. See you later!